So new pitcher, just learning how to pitch, fastball, changeup. Okay, so here's what we got. We got red's fastball, yellow's gonna be changeup. Mentioned it briefly today. You need to have pitches that are going to be more outside of a 4-mile-an-hour window, plus or minus. All right. So we're going to get into that in a second. I just want to point out what's really good here. Your release points are very, very close to each other. So in theory, once we get this changeup more perfected, that's going to be very hard for the batter to pick up the difference in these two pitches. All right. So that's excellent. Let me slide over here. So fastball is at 51. Let's go averages. Fastball average is 49.8. Changeup average is 48.8. That's really the same pitch. Okay, so we've got to take spin off of the changeup. So you had a spin rate on a changeup that was 2,200 RPM. All right, and your max fastball RPM was 1,200. That really should be flipped. Okay. This one could have been an anomaly because, as we see here, there's not that big of a difference. But we're going to play around with some change-up grips this week. I'm going to have you try having it further back in the hand, seeing if we can get the fingers all on a seam and take some of that spin rate off. Taking the spin rate off of it should get us more. We really want at 49. Let's just call it 50 miles an hour. We really want your change-up to be like 52 to 54. And I think we can get it there. We've just got to take some of this away. Okay. Let's go and look at a couple mechanical things. Nothing really like too complicated to fix. All right. So we're just gonna look at the fastball here. Get on this side. All right. And first thing I want to point out is just let's watch the stride. Okay. And I mentioned this earlier in the session today, but look how short that stride is, okay? Let me rewind that. All right. Your stride really at a minimum needs to be 80% of your height. So we're gonna play around with that tomorrow, and we're gonna measure. I got a tape measure. We're gonna measure out to see where that stride should be, and when we're doing the flat ground tomorrow, we're gonna work on that. So that's one thing right there that I want to point out. Now, let's watch this glove in the front. All right, so actually, let me address this first. So it's fine to have an open stance here like this. There are some pitchers that can do that really successfully. However, just starting out learning how to pitch, I really want to move this foot over here and have it closed, because then you're not going to have to come across the body. If you're picking your knee up, coming across the body, your momentum's going to come over this way. And we don't want that. We want the momentum to be able to easily go towards home plate. All right, so let me go forward a few frames here. All right, so we really want this elbow to be up a little bit. All right, hand, that's all right. I'm okay with that position. But let's get the elbow up more here. This glove at this point needs to be out here. All right, so from out here, and we're going to talk about this tomorrow too. When you're out here, as you start to rotate, you drive that elbow back and the glove comes into the armpit, okay? That's not going to be what you're not really getting any pull. You're going to end up in the right position, but it's not creating any power for you. All right, so this needs to be a hard retraction of that elbow on the glove hand. And you're just kind of pushing that ball. We're getting the lay back there. Let's see. Release it a little high. Let's see what happens. Follow the pitch. Probably going to end up high. Yep. All right. So that release point was a little bit higher than we need it to be. So let's look at that. All right. You're already out of it's already out of the hand here. If we could release it a little bit further down and in front, you're going to be in a better position. And that's going to be easy to adjust once we lengthen that stride out, okay? I like the angle of the front foot. It just needs to be further downhill. Keep in mind, and I'll repeat it a lot this week, you've got to go forcibly aggressive downhill when you're pitching, all right? Let's watch that one more time in fast, regular speed. Yeah, and you can see, I'm sure, how that short stride is just throwing everything off, and it's causing you to get kind of pushy with it. All right, let's look at one more pitch. Let's go. Let's see what happened with that this high one. I've not looked at this one yet, so I don't know what to expect, but it's supposed to be a changeup, right? And we've got, I mean, this is at like some high schooler's fastball spin rate. Spin efficiency was spot on that, so that could be why this was such a fast fastball. I mean, that's 2/10 under your average fastball. So let's kind of see what happened here. Really short stride. Yeah, we got to work on that follow through. That's easy to use the tidal tank for, but it's right there. That should be out. That should be way downhill here. Knee should be more this way, straight, not coming forward. Sit back a little bit. And then now you should be ripping that glove in. And the release point is still high here. We want to be out here with it. And the reason that this didn't actually move like a changeup is those two fingers, your pinky, you're released here. Your pinky and your ring finger need to be on top for the changeup. All right, and that could explain why we're up here with it. Did have good spin-induced vertical on this. Put out. It just never really, it dropped at the end. It dropped late. So we'll work on that tomorrow. Little foot drag too. Let's look at this. And I think when we adjust that stride, we're gonna get rid of that right there, that drag. We don't want to see that. Okay. That when we change the stride, we're gonna change that shin angle. Let me rewind it. Right here in that position with that shin is good there. We should still be in contact pushing off of the rubber at this stage, all right? And that's going to be easy to do when we extend that stride out, all right? But not bad. We'll work on it this week. See you tomorrow.